Good afternoon. My name is Eddie C, and I am the author of the book Trend is Friend. You can see a copy of that book on the screen right now. Trend is Friend. And all the applications and precepts that I share today on this video comes from the content of this book. All right. Okay, my commercial is over. The date today is 8th of December 2022. It's Thursday, and the time is 12:49 p.m. Welcome to Purchase Rationale. Purchase Rationale provides 15 reasons when considering a particular stock. A disclaimer before I start: whatever I share here is purely for information and education. Should you decide to make a purchase after this, please first consult a financial planner or a licensed broker. The stock in question today, let's take a look. The stock in question today is Malaysian Building Society Berhad, a banking stock. And the stock code is 1171. This is a stock that I have been waiting for over a year now. All right, it took me a long time to see the condition and the situation change until it is now in a state of situation that warrants some attention. All right. All right. The criteria for choosing MBSB today is as the best stock pick is based on price gain, trend confirmation, momentum that move above the cloud, Ichimoku cloud, and also above the MA 200, has a relative volume greater than 1. Surprisingly, today it has a volume, yesterday's volume and today's volume were encouraging, and it is a relative volume greater than 1, and is also a profitable net cash company. MBSB has been losing money for the last few years, especially during the pandemic. Looks like it has made a comeback, and it is ready to have our attention again. Okay, now let's take a look at the fundamental. Okay, as usual, for a start, the first thing to do at looking a banking stock, of course, banking stock has many of the financial parameters hidden from us. But let's see what we can do with MBSB today. The current price of MBSB is 61 and half cent. All right. And what's the intrinsic value? Let's calculate. Let me call up my calculator. Of course, you can't see my calculator is on my screen for my use only. But I shall calculate. All right. To calculate the intrinsic value, we use the enterprise value over here, 4.27 billion. 4.27 billion divided by the total common shares, okay, which is 7.17 billion, okay, and it results in a 59 and half cent or a 60 cent intrinsic value. Excuse me. So the intrinsic value of MBSB is 60 cent, and the current market price is 61 and a half cent, which has risen since yesterday. It was doing 60 cent for the whole of last week, and it has gone up by 1.5 cent. All right. Okay. So pay a small premium. So what's the difference in cent? So 60 cent minus 0.615. So you pay a 2 cent premium if you buy the stock at 61.5 cent. And in terms of percentage, 2 cent divided by 0.615. Okay. So 3%, a 3% percentage differential, not much. So I will consider this as the intrinsic value is marked to market as the current market price. Okay, let's continue with the uh, fundamental parameters. Okay, so I guess it has no problem covering the small premium. All right, it has last fiscal year's operating margin indicate a jump. So operating margin for last fiscal year was 63%, and that more than covers the operating earning yields, which actually also covers the intrinsic value plus the premium by 11.43%. So I will have to say this that actually MBSB has come up strongly in the last fiscal year to indicate that it is a serious player. And also the most recent news was that it also acquired MIDF and is also working with Takaful Ikhlas for some bank assurance business, and I think they are moving in the right direction for more future growth in business. Uh, ROIC over PE, 3% of ROIC growth. Okay, 3% over the PE of 13 for a bank. I think it is quite healthy. It's about a 25% growth rate. All right, 3 over 13, 3.21 over 13.1. So about 25% growth rate ratio. The price earning forward uh, price earning ratio forward will drop down to 5.6. This is probably due to the greater earning per share, all right? Because price earning ratio is the current price divided by the earning per share. So it looks healthy. The PE ratio of 13.1 last year and the forward ratio next year is indicated as 5.63. So looks like it is definitely a value buy. Uh, well, as usual, the acquirer's multiple or the enterprise value over EBITDA ratio is not indicated here as banks are not required to disclose the acquirer's multiple. Healthy dividend of 5.61% last fiscal year. uh, Dividend payout ratio not indicated as banks are also not required to do that. It has a free cash flow trailing 12 months of 481 million. Well, it's only natural because banks are deposit takers, so they are definitely negative free cash flow because all the deposits are liabilities unto them, which they use as cash flow for doing their business for lending. Anyway, despite the fact the free cash flow is negative, it has a free cash flow margin of 66%. All right. So meaning for every ringgit deposited by the depositor, 66% can be used as operating funds for either lending or other banking business. Uh, it has a net debt of 13.414 billion. So looks like besides the deposits and other financing or investing activity, it has it Malaysian Building Society has a net debt of 13.4 billion. Bad debt or doubtful account not reported, and also banking institutions are not required to report their F score, Z score, or M score. All I can say is that for MBSB, fundamental wise, it looks promising because the the numbers are showing that it is definitely recovering from the pandemic and also from a poor balance sheet to now a much healthier and strong balance sheet. All right. So next thing to move on is to understand how's the sentiment uh, of this particular financial institution. All right. To do that, we have to look at the chart. Okay. Well, as I said before, I have been waiting for more than over a year, monitoring Malaysian Building Society, uh, and this is a time I think is correct to consider taking a serious look into it because it now fulfills all the conditions and parameters of an investable grade stock. All right. So to look at it, uh, let's look at the trend. Trend wise, we can see we have one higher low, two higher low, three, four, and five. So there is a five higher low, albeit that the higher lows are created based on sideway moving price action. But if you draw a line up, it is actually a wedge. Is a ascending wave, ascending wedge. Let me draw. Okay. And here we see that actually you can see that the price action has actually breached not only the cloud, it has also breached the resistance, okay, which is actually the MA55 red line here. So definitely trend is there, momentum is also there, and this is what I call a situation of a squeeze breakout. And if you look back at where the microwave, wave apex at one, it has breached the price action has breached the previous higher high, and this is a strategy what I call a squeeze breakout. All right. And if you look at the price today at 615, should you buy at 615 afterwards? Taking a short term view with a target price of the microwave, wave, apex 3 here at 65, 66 cent. 66 cent with a cut loss of 59 cent or 60 cent, uh, it will yield a risk reward ratio of 2.11. For me, anything above 2 is good for me. All right. All right. As it is, the microwave helio wave is at wave 3, so is the macro wave and also the tsunami wave. All right, so looks like all the conditions are in good state, and the volume for the last 2 days has reached what I call the bias index, and it has also been building up in conjunction with the breakout of the price action with the volume intact. So, what do you think? Uh, will you consider to take a buy on this? All right, it's your decision. I have given you all the relevant parameters and reasons for you to consider. So, if you think this trading idea shared is informational and educational, please like, share, and subscribe. As you share and subscribe, it will help the channel grow, and it will also help others who are keen in making investment a more informed one for them. Okay, and lastly, as I said, all the ideas and the strategy propounded just now in my video, the contents in the book here are the strategies that is applied. So I encourage you to read my book to get a better understanding of what I share with you every day. So have a good day. Thank you very much for listening and also for your time. And bye bye.